Hello everyone, Brave Belly here. Today on the channel, I'm going to be eating and reviewing the Polish Partisan dinner menu. All right, the reason why I call it the Polish Partisan is this is actually made by a military contractor that makes phenomenal military rations for the Polish warfighter, and this is their commercially available food for the public. Okay, so this is their dinner and it's their baked beans, or British style baked beans to be exact. They call it fasola po bretońsku. This is not my favorite. They have other ones that are much more delicious. So if you guys like content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have another of their breakfast, so next time I'll know to keep that that condensed milk for the other meals, for the coffees and the teas. I was told to try it with tea. Also to keep the utensils for the other meals. I didn't know that, so now I'll know. And then also we have better lunches and better dinners, okay? We have the famous freaking Polish pork chop in this one. We have bigos with kielbasa, so official Polish staples that I'm looking forward to. And then amongst other things, I even have the big old 24-hour one, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But for today, we're gonna have the baked beans. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So here we have it. This is the final installment. If you didn't see part 1 and 2, I suggest you guys check it out. The breakfast, lunch. This is their dinner. They actually call it the supper, but here in America we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, supper is supposed to be like a smaller dinner. In America, dinner just means like the largest meal that you have, I guess, the last meal of the day that's large. Okay, so that's the difference. And here we go, the Polish bayonet. It currently issued right now by FB RATION. Guys, tell me in the comments if you're a Polish soldier, if you actually indeed like this bayonet, what you think of it. I'm curious to know, all right? It's very one of a kind, very like dainty for a bayonet. You know, it's very svelte and light. Okay, it has a nice little finger groove here for finer work. It has the teeth for like a seatbelt cutter. Check that out. Of course, it has the little part over here to cut barbed wire, concertina wire, which is pretty awesome. Guys, let me know in the comments if you guys indeed like having this bayonet, or would you rather have the old school ones that I showcased in part 1 and part 2. All right, let's get it on with the food. So this is what everything's looking like, and let's go. So this is the accessory packet. Let's open up the packet first. All right, so what's cool is all 3 candies seem to be different in breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so that's nice. Instead of having the repetitive ones, we have the Ziploc that keeps everything together. Nice and convenient. You could always put batteries or stuff to waterproof. If you're a soldier, we have the small baby salt and a small baby pepper. That's what it's looking like. We have their wet wipe, which I don't love because it's low quality. It's just paper. It smells synthetic. All right, so this is their candy. It's called the Roxy's vitamin. It's a vitamin C candy, vitamin C fortified. And this one is orange. I believe the other ones were like pineapple and lemon, and this one's orange. That's what it's looking like. We have a coffee. Nice. So this is instant coffee, and we have tea once again. So tea and coffee for supper. Some people drink that at night. I couldn't drink that at night because I want a good night's sleep. Okay. We have a little garbage bag. There we go. We have 2 packets of sugar, 10 grams each. So probably for our tea and coffee, which I would, next time, I'm gonna have the breakfast includes, like I mentioned earlier, it includes a condensed milk. So I was told to use the tea with condensed milk, so I will. I've never had it that way. We have a xylitol gum. That's for, like, you know, it helps clean your palate. Little refreshness at the end. All right, so all right, that's what comes in the accessory packet. And now we have these crisps. So boom, right here. So nice and airy crisps. I love these. I don't think we even have anything like this in America. I've never seen it around, but they're definitely delicious. We have, this is their herbata, which is tea, ananas, mango, limetka. I don't know what that means. So ananas, I think that's pineapple and mango. So it's like a fruit tea, yeah. But I don't know what limetka is, maybe like lime, who knows? So I'm gonna just mix that up now. So this pouch is cool. It looks like they expect you to drink it out of the pouch. However, we're not gonna do that because I want you guys to see the color and everything. So I'm gonna just mix it up right here. And it tells you exactly 200 milliliters of water, of cold water. Yeah. Oh, wow. So very nice. You don't see any granules of sugar. So very westernized style. All right, just fine powder. That means it's easy to mix. So we're not going to be having to wait for a long time for the sugar granules to dissolve. Yeah, it just has like a fruity smell to it. Not much for color, not the prettiest color. That's for sure. Let me mix that up real quick. I'll just set that aside. It's not mixing that easy, that's for sure. All right, what else do we have here? We have their spoon. Take a look at that. This is the spoon I should have used to mix it. But yeah, good quality spoon, as you can see. Not cheap plastic at all, so very nice. And we have the Polish big napkins, which I love. Soldier size big man napkin. Not every country gives big old napkins like this. Some of them are like dainty, like this size, which makes no sense. This is a real good size. All right. What else do we have here? All right. Then we have an entire dark chocolate bar, which I don't love dark chocolate, but I'm going to be a trooper and not complain and eat it anyway. All right. So this is 60% cocoa, high magnesium, high in iron, Choco Yako chocolate, meticulously sourced program. Wow. So we have English writing. I wonder if this is, where is this made from? Curious to know. They ask for your opinion matters.pl. So it is a Polish company. Yeah, but it's a lot of different languages all over it. You know, we even have Arabic in here, which is wild. Might be actually an Arabic company that makes it. Who knows? That's what it's looking like. Oh, an entire bar. That's pretty legit. Okay, not many countries give an entire. I don't think any country gives an entire bar like this. All right. Then we have what looks like the main meal. All right, fasola po bretońsku, which is British style beans. And then we have the little satchel of water. And what the water is used for is to heat up this pack. So we're gonna do that right now. And I have something cool to show you guys, so hold on. While this reconstitutes or heats up, sorry. I'm gonna show you guys my other Polish bayonet. The classic one, the Type 2 bayonet. And I'm gonna show you on the rifle that I use it on. Now, if you wanna see the newest acquisition bayonet, that's in the previous video. This is the first bayonet I ever purchased, so you just wait a minute. Let me, take this off. Okay. It's gonna get hot any minute now, hopefully. All right, we'll let that heat up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's starting to do its thing. So, doesn't seem like we have much to eat other than this and this together, you know? And this for the finality, I guess. Oh yeah, it's doing its magic. Let me try some of this. I knew that's gonna happen. Oh, it's serious. All right, let me try this tea. Wow, it just literally tastes like a hint of pineapple, but that's the Polish people, they hate anything sweet, I swear. And whenever I mention that, they're the first ones to tell me, oh, that's because in America, everything is filled with sugar and corn syrup. Perhaps you're right. But Poland is the absolute opposite. Nothing is sweet. So just a cultural difference, and I don't hate on that. It is what it is. But this is pineapple with almost zero sweetness. That's what that tastes like, just so you know. And guys, take a look at what I was going to show you. So this is a Polish bayonet, but see, this is the old school one, the Bakelite look. And this is on the old school AKM. And believe it or not, I actually built this AKM from a parts kit. So, and this is so cool. Look, this guy, whoever was issued this rifle, he must have been a fuckboy. Because he's got nothing but different girls' names all over it. Unless he was issued to number of different soldiers. But we have, look at that. We have Ilona here. See that? Ilona. Then we have Hannes. I don't know if that's his last name or if that's a chick's name or what. So if you guys know in the comments what Hannes is, let me know. Then we have, look at this. We have Christina. That's pretty awesome. And then here we have, what name did we have here? Could have sworn we had another name on the, oh yeah, Tatiana. Check that out. You see that? That's trencher, Tatiana. So this is pretty awesome. I love this rifle. Built it on my own, like I said. Actually, no, I took a builder's class and that's what I like doing for fun. But yeah, this is my Polish FB Radom bayonet. Just want to keep things interesting. That's why I figured I'd show you guys. Let me know in the comments if you like seeing things like that, just to, you know, add more depth to the channel. Anyway, while this is heating up, let's try some of this chocolate. Really, I'm supposed to have it for after, I guess, I eat, but it is what it is. I don't want to keep you guys waiting around. So let's see about this chocolate. Chocolada. So like I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. I like milk chocolate, especially like orzechami, which is like with nuts or hazelnuts. That's my favorite, like that rich kind of like European style chocolate. This to me is not as enjoyable, but a lot of people love dark chocolate. Apparently Polish people love dark chocolate, so that's cool. Good quality. As you can see, it looks very fresh. And honestly, for dark chocolate, this tastes very nice. It doesn't taste cheap. Real nice. I'm gonna have it with the coffee. Look at that, very industrial looking. Not much to say about it other than instant coffee, very little. And we'll do the tea as well. Why not? Might as well give you guys the full experience. Luckily for me, it's not nighttime, so I still have to go to work. So the energy, I don't mind, as opposed to having this at night. All right, so this is the tea. And I will do sugar in both. And like I said before, had I known that I'm supposed to keep the condensed milk from breakfast, that way I could use it for a creamer, I would. So it looks like the food is gonna be ready. So that's perfect timing because it just stopped heating already. Just mix up that sugar. All right, and let me try another piece of this chocolate. I'm not gonna lie, as far as dark chocolate, this is phenomenal. And yeah, I'm supposed to let it melt in my mouth. Yeah, I know. But I'm starving. Really nice. Good crunch. Has like this savoriness to it, which I'm surprised for dark chocolate. It's absolutely, wouldn't change anything about it as far as it being dark chocolate. Really nice. Oh yeah. With the coffee, when it melts, really nice experience. Wouldn't change anything about this. I'm definitely gonna finish this, but let's not spoil our appetite. And let's get into this main. All right, so guys, just take a look. It's called Hot Joy. I guess it's the company that they use to make the flameless ration heater. Also out of Poland. Also looks like by ARPOL. All right, designed by Hot Joy Meals and distributed by, I guess so. Yeah, so they sourced this. Let's take a look at this fasolka. Now, growing up, I come from a Polish household. My parents are immigrants from Poland. I was born in America. We never had this. We never ate this in my house. It was just not a thing. I guess my parents aren't into beans. And same thing, when I used to go to Poland to visit my babcia, she never had beans either. This just wasn't common in our household. So this is like new to me, if I'm gonna be honest. That's what it's looking like. And obviously I'd eat it out the tin, but I'm gonna pour it into this clear bowl just so you guys could see everything. More of a presentation, I guess. And so the way the Poles make this British style beans is, you know, they boil the white bean, the big large white beans with peppercorns and basil. No, not basil. I forget, you know, that dry leaf that they throw up in there. So the leaf, the peppercorns, they boil it, they season it with salt and pepper. And then also they cut up little pieces of kielbasa, which is this right here. The sausage, the Polish sausage is kielbasa. Okay, and then also little chunks of ham. I don't know if this has little chunks of ham. But yeah, they fry it on a pan with onions and garlic and then mix that all together with a little bit of tomato sauce. That's basically their way of doing the British style beans. Now, I don't know how the Brits eat their beans. I'm not British, obviously. And here in America, I eat beans Hispanic style, you know, like rice and beans. That's how I like my beans. But this is what it is. It smells really nice. And let's eat it with some of these crackers. This is kind of like beans and toast. I guess that's kind of the vibe they were going for, maybe. And the cool thing about these is, I mean, you guys keep in mind, this flew from Poland, you know, so this was shipped. So for everything to have come in without breaking, that's pretty awesome. So I feel lucky about that. These are awesome, these crisps. Very airy and delicate. It just has like a whole wheat flavor. Really nice. All right, and let's get into this. This is my first meal of the day, by the way. Just came back from the gym, so super excited. Looking forward to this, guys. Cheers. Not bad at all. Just tastes like beans and cream. All right, has that meatiness to it. A little bit of fat from the kielbasa. I'm gonna use a little bit of salt and pepper. Why not? Usually that brings out a lot of flavor. Especially the pepper. I feel like it goes great with the beans. I'm gonna use all that pepper and mix it in. Yeah, so the flavor is like very mild, but the good thing about it doesn't taste like chemicals at all or something that came out of a pouch or a can. Really nice. Oh yeah, it's really nice with that salt. Brings out way more flavor. And I'm gonna show you guys a close-up. This is gonna be a nice bite. A little bit of everything. And I do see the little botrush, the bacon. That's bacon. We have the kielbasa, and then we have the white beans. And this, like I said, the sauce is very mellow. It's not like acidic like tomato paste is. No, not at all. This is such a good delivery system for the food because it's not too hard. It's almost like eating like bread in a way, you know, except it's crunchy. Now I'm gonna have it like a real pole with some herbatka. Very basic tea. Nothing to describe about it. It just tastes like basic ass tea. That's about it. Really nice. Now, like I said, it's very mild. So from a 1 to 10, I give it like a 8.5 because it is good, but nothing about it jumps out at you like, oh, you know, the sauce is phenomenal. It has, you know, depth to it. No, it's just like a mellowness to it. You know, it's very like this. It makes sense for it to be a ration because it's made for a large group of people. So I guess you could season it your way. It'd be nice if I had hot sauce. Although Polish people don't really use hot sauce, like it's not popular. They do use it, but it's not like a staple of Polish kitchen. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys will. And I feel like this is the proper way to eat it is actually like this with this bread. The crunch is a nice contrast. Definitely adds to the experience having that crunch with like the creamy beans. Because in essence, beans are very similar in taste. I would say close to potatoes in a way. You know, they have that same texture. So. I would use all the salt to bring out more flavor. We're getting close to the end, guys. Yeah, and that's everything. Awesome. Like I said, from a 1 to a 10, it's an 8. I wouldn't change anything about it. I would add like a little packet of hot sauce just to give like a little more extra vibe. It would cost almost nothing, you know, and just like, hey, you have that option, you know, or you could eat half of it plain and half of it with hot sauce just to brighten things up a bit. Let's have some of this juice. Yeah. So I know the Polish people love this juice. I don't, just because I was raised here in America. So I'm expecting some tartness, some sweetness. This tastes like somebody had a pineapple drink and spilled it out and then rinsed the glass. Wypłuczona szklanka, you know, po pineapple. So very light in flavor. Not my favorite at all. I would say this is probably the worst beverage I ever had in any rations. That's just my personal opinion, guys. Don't be mad at me. And this chocolate, like I said, I've been pleasantly surprised. Absolutely phenomenal. Really, real good. I'm gonna definitely finish this off camera. As you can see, I'm chewing it. I'm hungry still. I just went to the gym, so my appetite is through the roof. We do still have 3 more crackers, but no real food to eat it with other than, I wonder how it tastes with the herbatka. I'm not a fan of tea, so I wonder if I could do something weird. You know, like one of these, like a crisp or something. It's actually not bad. Why not? Guys, if you're a soldier, let me know in the comments if you've ever tried anything like this or if I'm bugging. What can I say? I'm still hungry. Or would you say this in Poland? Would you say przegięłeś pałę? You know, am I bugging for doing this? Real good. Especially with this, it turns it like to this creamy effect after all the crunching. Guys, I swear to you, I swear on everything, this tastes good like this. Take that for what it's worth. All right, dessert time. Vitamin C. Let's take a look. Color looks very sun bleached and bland. Flavor is not bad at all. It tastes like an orange cream. And I know I have chocolate in my teeth, so my apologies for that, guys, but it is what it is. I would say out of the 3 candies from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this is my favorite. The actual flavor is relatively good for orange. Yeah, real nice. Again, the texture is absolutely crap. When you bite into it, it's like falls apart. No crunch, nothing. It's just like, you know what I mean? The inside jelly is good, but it's not like I would expect like a burst of more sweetness on the inside, but no, it tastes exactly the same as it does on the outside. So the candy is not that good at all, but this is the best one out of the previous 2. All right, xylitol, gonna clean the palate. That's what it's looking like, just basically one little chiclet. Not bad. Crunch is there. Nice burst of freshness, menthol, really nice, not over the top, just right, good sweetness, wouldn't change anything about it. Good gum to clean the palate. Guys, if you stayed around this long, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, signing off.